Hi everybody, it's Ginger here at In Sheep's Clothing Yarn Shop in Torrington, Connecticut, and I am welcoming you to my Shopcast. It's a gorgeous Sunday afternoon, and I hope that you are able to take advantage of it today. This is what a summer day should be. And speaking of summer, this is the kind of this is the kind of day, the kind of weather that makes me want to start thinking about summer projects. And when I talk about summer projects, I mean something that's not knitting. Maybe not even crochet, something different, something like maybe spinning or weaving. So that's what I want to talk to you today about. I have a summer project that I'm really, really excited about. I've wanted to do it for a long time, and today's the day. I am absolutely committing myself that I am starting it this year as my summer project. But before I get into that, I wanted just to mention I had oh shoot, I knew I was going to forget it over there. I did finish my baby blankie. Excuse me one second. I have to go get it. I'll be right back. It's right here. Anything else I need? Yes, everything else here. Okay, so I did finish my baby blankie. I was really, really tempted, so tempted to just cut it short and just say, okay, I've I've gotten through one ball of yarn, and it's a sample for the shop, and that's good enough. But I'm like, no, because sometimes I get people that come in and they actually want to purchase items that are in the shop. This I won't sell for a while, only because it's so cute and I really want to have a sample of it. Now, this is the Cuddle Color. I always forget the names of things. Color Cuddles, Cuddle Color. I'll put it in the notes below. But there's color in there and there's cuddle. And isn't it cute? This is two skeins, actually not even. This is 1.5 skeins of the Natsumiki from Noro. And so anyway, I did 1.5 balls, and it's like 28 by 28. I would have made it a little longer, but I just honestly, I needed to get on to other things. And as much as fun as this was to make, it was just, I was done. But isn't it adorable? It's so soft, and I am so envious of one of my customers that's actually making a larger size for herself. And it's such a great little blankie. So anyway, I'm glad that it came out adorable. And you know what I even did was I did throw it in the dryer because it was pretty wet, and I kind of thought maybe I was going to do this show the other day, and I wanted it dry, but I ended up not doing the show that day. Um, but anyway, I did throw it in the dryer for a little bit, which did nothing. It might have shortened it up a little bit, but then I just kind of stretched it, and then it just stretched right back out again. Don't forget, there's a lot of cotton in here, and it will stretch. Um, but anyway, I'm really, really thrilled with it. It came out really cute, and I have a sample for the shop. Yay! So anyway, so that's done. And then also another really fun, easy project was this cute little, it's called Easy Summer Scarf. I had mentioned it. This was like 2 sittings of knitting. Look how pretty that is. Super, super easy, all garter stitch. Just really easy. And this is done with one ball of cairns from Queensland Yarn. And it's a cotton and polyester blend, 60 cotton, 40 acrylic. This was knit on a size, I'm a loose knitter, so I did it on an 8, but it actually calls for a 9. I probably could have easily done it on a 9, and it would have been a little looser yet. I have not even washed this. I just took it off, just finished it, and that was that. Maybe it'll make it back home, and I will wash it. Let's see, and there's 190 yards in here. So any 200 ball worsted weight would make this really pretty little summer scarf. So simple, mindless, and it's really cute on. So anyway, that's finished. And then also I wanted to remind you, in that pattern, so Easy Summer Scarf, it's on Ravelry, so Easy Summer Scarf. You can't get easier than that. And I believe it's a $3 pattern now. And then I just wanted to remind you of May I Borrow This Please. We did this, actually I didn't do this, but one of my customers made this for me as a sample. Again, a very pretty, this is one skein of an organic cotton from Great Adirondack, and so pretty, and the yarn is so soft you almost swear that it has some silk in it. That's how soft it feels. But anyway, so really pretty, nice lightweight for the summer. Let's see here, I'm further away from the camera than I usually, and I can't see that far away. There we go. But anyway, these come in like really neutral colors, and like I said, one skein does it. You could go bright, or you could go more neutral. So I have a bunch of these. These are up on the website, and one skein, and it's a free pattern. May I borrow it, please? May I borrow this, please? Lorraine Waitman, and it is up on Ravelry. So 2 great patterns, 2 great summer projects for you. And okay, so that takes care of that. Now I want to get to what I was planning on chatting about today, and that is my summer project. So I had mentioned, right after Christmas, I had said that I had purchased myself a Christmas present. And if you don't remember or didn't know about this, this is the Ashford E-Spinner 3, and it's an electric spinner. It has a foot pedal that if you can use it's optional, or you could just set it, and it has adjustments for speed, turn on, turn off, S twist, Z twist, and has these giant bobbins. It comes in a bag, carry bag, so it's very portable, and the bobbin, what you call it, for the oh boy, I can't think of the name of it right now. What is it that I want to say? The Lazy Kate, sorry, Lazy Kate. So there's you get 3 giant bobbins like that, and then you also get a tensioned Lazy Kate. So it's not one of those things where you're plying, and then you stop plying, but your Lazy Kate and the bobbins keep on going, and then your yarn gets all twisted up. I actually had some yarn that kind of got ruined that way because it got so tangled up. So ever since then, I don't use my regular Kate. I usually use like like a bowl and a bowl, and have one bobbin in one and one in the other. It certainly makes a lot of chattering noise as you're spinning, or plying, but it works. So anyway, I have been hankering for one of these electric spinners, and I had tried one, and I was very surprised because I kind of didn't think I would like it, but I actually loved it. It's quiet, and you have the treadle, and you can adjust, the treadle stops. I'm going to try it out for you. I gave it a quick try. I actually just put it together this afternoon, which was fun because I realized that I misplaced the instructions. So I was just going by picture of what it looked like as to how it's supposed to go together, which there wasn't an awful lot to put together. And I finally just went on YouTube, and I found the instructions, and I watched a couple people put theirs together. I'm just going to push back here. Things are going to be dropping all over the place. Let me just make some room for me here so that you can actually kind of see. There we go. So anyway, yeah, I'm very excited about this. Now then I'm looking around for fiber. Now I used to stock some hand spinning fibers, but these days, because I don't do some of the local shows like I used to do, and I would bring spinning fiber with me, now I more or less just kind of like carry felting fiber. Well, I started to try to spin some felting fiber. Terrible. If the preparation is not, it's kind of like garbage in, garbage out. If it's not meant for really nice spinning, it's not going to look nice no matter how hard you work at it. So anyway, I just wanted to just show you how it does work. So it's like a sewing machine treadle down here. I have it on, and like I said, it's adjustable. Now, what I did was I looked for through the felting fiber, and I found some odds and ends, and I'm like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna hand card some of this, so at least it's a little bit better, because a lot of it wasn't even. It just feels very dry, and just it's for needle felting. It's not for spinning. So I'm gonna give. Here we go. Oh, that's the other thing about it. You use the treadle, and so I'm just drafting it out, and I had tried it out, so it's spinning uh, the way that I want it to go. But it's so look. I mean, it's so easy, and you don't have to treadle, so that's really nice. This fiber is doing the best I can with it. It's just not the best, but what a fun! It's so relaxing. And I really thought that I would miss the treadling part, but I'll tell you something. With with my knees being what they are these days, this is really pleasant. And it still has that mesmerizing, your hands drafting and feeding the wheel, the spinner. It's still lovely. Now I still do have a couple wheels at home, but I'll tell you, this is just really simple. There's very, very little to get it going. I find sometimes with my wheels, you gotta primp them and get them ready for you to spin. You have to readjust them. Also, just shut this up. Oh, all I have to do is you tap the treadle once to get it going, and you tap it again and it'll just stop. And then I'll just wind this on here so I don't lose my shut it off. It's just a delightful little, and the wood is, it's just very nice. I know it's not, when I first started spinning, I was all about the aesthetics. I wanted the wheel, I wanted the beautiful wood and everything, and I just wanted that whole thing. I still have the wood, but the aesthetics aren't quite as important to me now. I still love the feel, the rhythm of the spinning, so that's still here. And I suppose if I wanted to, I could go ahead and do use my wheels. It's just the thing I noticed with the wheels is the wheel is like the wood. It's like a living thing. It with the weather, you have to make adjustments with your wheel, because if it's a damp day, if it's been hot and dry, it reacts to that. It's like like a wooden musical instrument. It reacts. I took cello for a little while, and your cello definitely reacts to a damp day, to dry day, to cold, to hot. It definitely does that. And so I've noticed that with the spinning wheels, and hopefully I don't think this will be an issue like that. It's a little bit more, just turn it on and it works. And these days that's kind of like what I like. So anyway, so I'm looking forward to using my e-spinner this summer. And the reason I'm looking forward to it is, I'm still having a little bit of dilemma about this, but the more I'm playing with this and thinking about it, I think this is the way I want to go. My summer project. Okay, so my summer project is a combination of weaving, and it can also be a combination of spinning, which is ideally what I would like it to be. And some of you may know about this in the past, and I can't believe this. I found the magazine. I was cleaning out some magazines the other day, and I'm like, oh my goodness, look at all these magazines from hand-woven spin-off little looms that they came in, that when I was just subscribing to them myself. I mean, now I keep them in the shop, but I still have a subscription myself. I mean, they came in, and I might have looked at it, gave it a quick like this, and set it aside, got on to my work, and then it just got put away and never got to it. So anyway, this was spring 24, and I could have sworn that I never even got this issue. That's how much attention I did not pay to this magazine. But I was giving it a quick perusal before, and I'm like, ooh, I have to take this home and I have to really look at this, because there's a lot of, actually there's an article in here. They do a lot, it's Little Looms magazine. So they do a lot with like the pin weaving, which is, for some of you, you may remember the weavettes. And that is one of the, well, they're saying a pin loom, but that's what it looks like. It was a wooden with pins on it. And I'm so sorry, but I forgot to bring those in with me, have them up in my fiber room. And I was thinking, because what I was planning on doing was, I have the Zoom loom, which is the new pin loom, because the weavettes are no longer. And it's just basically a plastic version. It's very sturdy, really well made. So this is, I mean, this is nice. You've got a lot to hold on to, but in so many ways, okay, yes, I'm going to be using my e-spinner, but I like a lot of traditional things, and I think, wouldn't it be wonderful for me to use my old weavette to make my squares? Let me show you my project. So, of course, like I said before, I left the magazine at home. But I also remembered that because I have a subscription, I also have digital copies of the magazine. So I was able to go and download the well, I didn't have to download the whole thing, but I was able to print out the pages I needed. So this is, granted, it's not as colorful as in the magazine. I will bring the magazine in. But this is the project that I want to make. It is a little quilt, and you can see the little squares are the little woven squares. And then what they did, what really intrigued me with this, because I'm not really I like my rigid heddle loom. I'm not so sure how much I'll love doing the little woven. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just not something I would typically like spend my time doing. But I love this finished product. And I think, okay, so it says here, combine colorful pin loom squares woven using they're using washable sock yarn. I don't want washable sock yarn. And traditional rag quilt finishing to construct. And I love that raggedy look. Here's the back here. See, they cut it and then you wash it and it gives you this raggedy look. And I adore that. I think that is so great. I just want to see what size this finishes up to be. 34 by 44. Okay, I can live with that. But I don't want a really big quilt. I want something, maybe I could do an extra row on this. I just want something that when I'm on the sofa and I want something to cuddle up with, I can use this. And I don't think, I'm not sure they put a backing on this when I was looking at it. I don't think they do. But I think I would like to back it, and I would definitely like to put some, whatever it is on the inside, the cotton, the batting that they put inside and then quilt it. I would like to do that. I would really like to make it like a really comfy quilt. Okay, the reason that I have not gotten, well, there's lots of reasons I haven't gotten to it, time being one of them. But the other reason I have not gotten to this project is I am so torn between what I wanted to use for the squares, what I want to weave with. Ideally, you're going to get so tired of me saying this, I love to work with like natural wool. I did have this little thought that maybe I should stick with cotton. I wouldn't use a commercial cotton though. Although I was kind of looking at some commercial cotton linen blends. I was thinking, wouldn't it be fun with a little tackly to spin? I'm not sure that I want to spin it on something like this, but I love spinning cotton on a tackly, which is a little metal so that it has weight, support spindle. And I could do that. That would certainly take a little longer to do, but I just don't really want to do the cotton. So I'm thinking, but one of the reasons I was thinking about doing cotton was because of my dog. And I was thinking of all the short hairs that would get stuck in the wool of the quilt. well, unfortunately, my dog has recently passed, and so now I'm finding myself, okay, so I still have this project that I want to do, but now I don't have that issue so much. I think her dog hair will forever make itself known to me. I think I will always know about her dog hair because she had these short little spiky hairs and they would just get everywhere. Although I have to say that now, especially with black, that now I go to sit on the sofa and I get back up and I'm missing the dog hair. It's just like it's not there. Um, yeah, so that's a sad thing, but it has changed my plans now for what I'm going to do because now I could certainly do wool and not think about it. So then I still have some issues with what wool would I use. I think that what I'd like to do is I love, wouldn't it be wonderful? I like to do projects beginning to end, especially if you're going to involve spinning. I really want to do like raw fleece that I would wash, card, spin, weave, and then sew into my quilt. That just it just speaks to me so much. There are some beautiful, I did pull some commercial yarns that would be absolutely gorgeous for this project. Now when I spin, and I like to spin the natural yarns colors, I like the natural sheep colors, and that's why I particularly love Jacob fleeces. They're an interesting primitive breed. They're small, and this would actually be perfect for this project because they have small fleeces, because I don't need a lot of fiber for this, but they would give me the colors. They would give me the white, the brown. I would try to get some black in there, some gray. So you've got all these colors that are just going to go together. You have no problem with any of your squares not playing nicely with the other square. The other thought that I had was, if I wasn't going to spin, was this yarn is Hanui silk from Noro. This is typically what I like to spin. Now it's not a what do they call it? It's very kind of tweedy looking, but it's not. Oh, it's not the. I want to call it barber cord yarn. It'll come to me. What it's not that yarn. That's not the look that I want. But I love this. And I even love it, especially when I do Jacob, where I'll just card it randomly. Like I'll card the colors all separate, but then I spin them randomly. And then when they get plied, then it's even more random. So you might have splotches of some white. You might have some barber pole looking spots here and there, but you get such a wonderful mixture of colors. So I'm kind of on the quest, I think. I for a second there, I thought, well, I could use this. I could certainly use this and be happy with that. I could also be very happy. Now, this is a worsted weight yarn, so it's going to give me a heavier weight square. I could also, the Noro Silk Garden sock, I could do this. You've got all those beautiful natural brown and cream, and this would have a little, because I would like to throw a little bit of color in there too. That would be beautiful with the gray and the browns and that pop of coral. Or, love that. That would be glorious with that too. I could certainly do something like that. So, too many ideas, just too many things. And I think I was even thinking, oh my goodness, look at this. This is Ito. No, this is Seiyun. Ito would be beautiful too, but look at that color in the Seiyun. That is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. And then, because then I have to think about what I would use for the background of the fabric. You know, you could go a lot. You could do a gray, you could do a lavender, you could do a burgundy in there, and that would be beautiful. And those are colors that the burgundy especially. I love to put burgundy with the dark colors. So that could really be an idea. So I'm thinking, and then I had one other idea, but this I'm not definitely not doing, but it would be a good idea, is I have a lot of Elemental Effects Shetland yarn. This is a yarn, it's a fingering weight Shetland from Shetland, but from the US. And this would be very nice as well. And the other thing too is, because of the way this quilt is made, those squares, they can be as rough a wool as possible, because it's not going to matter, because it's the rest of the blanket. Let me take this off. It's the rest of the blanket that's going to be on you, not the squares. So I mean, I could have like definitely the itchiest wool possible to make this with, and it would be no problem. So that is my thing right now, is I have to figure it out. I think if I could find a Jacob fleece, I would do it in a heartbeat. So I'm actually putting it out there that if anybody knows, and I did already went and Googled for Jacob, and anything that would have been something I would have considered was sold out. Because I like a fleece that definitely has, like, you usually with a Jacob you get very little white. So I would love like as much white as possible, and black, as dark as possible, and then any in between colors there I'm happy to do, but I definitely would like some black and white in there. And the white, because you generally don't get an awful lot of white. And it's funny with the Jacob, the white is it the white that's the softest, or is the black? One of the two. It's been such a long time since I've used the Jacob, but it's such a difference. You could tell the difference between the two colors. I want to say it's either the black or the white. I know the brown is the one that's not as soft. Well, I'll let you know. I'm really, really hoping that I will come across some Jacob in my travels. But if anybody here knows of Jacob, there were a couple other things I could have done with Jacob, but I kind of looked at him and I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to get. In the past, when I first started out spinning, I did get some fleeces that were less than delightful to work with. And so you have to know what you're ordering, but also when you're ordering online, unless you can really feel it, and I've definitely missed all the sheep and wool festivals. So that would have been a time, but I wasn't thinking about this at the time to get a fleece. But if any of you out there know of a Jacob fleece, I would really, really be interested in that. So anyway, so that's my plan is, and then I was thinking too, like what I could just do is, I have never actually even used a weavette or the Zoom loom. I think I need to practice. So what I'll probably do is I'll take some of these yarns that are contenders, or could be contenders if I don't find a Jacob fleece. Maybe even Jacob wool, but I really want to spin it. It's all together. I want to spin it. So I'll do that. I'll practice and get some squares done. And if anybody, that's the other thing too, because I think this is such a great project. Even if you just did like a pillow or like a small baby blanket, and you could do it out of anything you want, wouldn't this be a fun project to do together? So what I did, because this is from 22, this is how long I've been thinking about this. I think it's from 2022. I have ordered more of this magazine, so I'll let you know when it comes in, because there were other really nice things in there as well. But if you like that pattern, this will be in that magazine, and I will be getting it in, hopefully within the next week or two. And then also, I haven't even looked at any of my notes to make sure I'm talking about all the things I want to talk about. Yep, I'm pretty on order. Okay, then my other thing, the question that I wanted to ask you was, okay, it's summertime, so many of us are taking off, going on vacation. I am actually, it's the first time in, it's embarrassing to say how long, my husband and I, to get away. We are taking my granddaughter to go up to a family reunion, which is in Ogdensburg, New York, which is, I think if you take one step, you're in Canada. That's that far up. So we will be going away for the July 4th weekend, and we'll probably be leaving Thursday. So that means the shop is only going to be open Tuesday and Wednesday, and I'll be back in the following Tuesday. So I don't think I've ever been away from the shop quite that long either, at least not on vacation. So yeah, so we're looking forward to that. But I started to think about this, like when I do go away, I mean, one of the important things you have to consider is what projects are you going to bring with you on your vacation? So usually, like, I did a baby blanket one time when I went down to Georgia to see my daughter, and it was like a little 30 by 30 blanket. It was that sliding is fun blanket with two different yarns, and I did get that done. Actually, I literally finished it before we took off. I was that close getting it done. That was my plan, and I succeeded. But anyway, so I know what I'm bringing this time, and I'm not. It's something. It's a project that I am working on for the very near future. So I guess I'll just say it. I'm getting ready to do 2025's Advent calendar. It will not be chicks this year. That was very successful, and I was very happy with how that went. But no, I have another plan for this year. But I need to start knitting up my samples and make sure that I'm on the right track with this. So I will have myself all in order for that. Bring what I need to. So all I have to do is just knit my things. So I do have my getaway project already planned. But what do you take? And do you find, I know in the past, like that baby blanket, I knew that was all I was going to work on because that was the plan. I'm getting that done. And you just need to make sure that you have everything that you need. I had the right needles. I didn't need the pattern anymore. I had all the yarn I needed, and that's all I needed with me. But when you do something like that, that is the only thing you're working on. You need to make sure you have your pattern. You need to have everything with you. Because if you don't, then you're stuck and then you have nothing to knit with, especially if there's no knitting stores local for you. But on the other hand, if you have a couple projects with you, then you have a choice. You can have a complex project, something really easy, or maybe even a couple easy, and you're planning on breezing through. Like this little, oh my goodness, I could probably get a couple of these done over the course of the weekend. Yeah, that would be no problem at all. Definitely could get 2 of those done. So if you want to get, and I have a number of people that are making this for their holiday gifts, and this is the time for them to start working on them. Something like, an easy project that's going to keep you entertained. You won't be bored, and you'll get something accomplished. But I have in the past been overly ambitious and brought so many things with me and then actually not even work on pretty much anything. But there's also that opportunity of taking too much, and then just, even if you did work on something, you're just like, why did I take all this with me? I am on vacation. There are things that you want to do, and you're not. I mean, you could possibly get away to spend every quiet moment knitting. That would be great. But usually that's not quite how it works out. So, but get away knitting or crochet, any small project or project that you can just easily work on and be entertained, and not have to have all your graphs out, because that kind of doesn't work. You want something that you can kind of mindlessly work on, not have to spend too much energy paying attention to the directions. Another fun thing, like the Zoom loom, that's a fun, that would be great. You could just take that with you, do your little squares. Even this, my spinner, I am not taking this with me. But it comes with a nice carry case, and this goes in there. You put your fiber in there, you're good to go. You don't need anything else. Another project that's a fun getaway project is, and you probably remember these back from when you were a kid, and this is the big size. This is what they call the pro size. But remember the potholder looms? This is the pro size. I think this is a 10-inch, and this is by Harrisville Designs. And they also have the 7-inch, which I do have. But this is, I mean, it's nice and sturdy. It's a nice metal one, so this is nice and easy. All you need to do is bring your loom and make sure you have they come in like bags of just solid colors, or you could bring a whole big bag like this. They also come like this that have assorted colors. You know, something like this with a couple fun colors, and you will be entertaining yourself the whole time. And again, mindless, easy, fun. You can do fun designs on these, fun patterns. There's this really great book, Potholder Loom Designs, that has all these different patterns that you could do in, here we go, in both size looms, and either the 5-inch, or you can also do in the 10-inch. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Look at how pretty that is. So you're not just, you know, whatever you happen to have and just whatever. You can actually do patterns. And it just shows you how to do them all, how to set them up. Once you have it set up, then the weaving, it's easy after that. But yeah, this is so much fun. So these potholder looms, I mean, they're great for the kids or the grandchildren, but they're also great, you know, to work together on, or just for yourself. This is a great project. I have so many of my knitters mostly that do enjoy working on these and giving them away as gifts. So this is a great time of year to be doing the potholder looms as well. And these I do also have up on the website too, so if you're interested in those. Okay, so yeah, so I'm very looking forward to this weekend. So like I said, it's going to be a family reunion. I'm going to be meeting people. I have never been to this family reunion. It's something that my dad has been going to forever. I met my dad later on. I mean, he's been in my life for the last, I don't know, 30 years now. But I did not know him when I was younger. And so I have never gone to this. So I'm going to be meeting with cousins that I have never met before. So that will be interesting. My daughter went last year. She had such a great time, and she's been in touch with, I know at least one of the cousins, I guess. And she's just like, Mom, you have to go. You absolutely have to go. And I know it would mean a lot for my dad to go. So yeah, so this will be something different. I'll be embracing more families, so that'll be interesting. And hopefully the weather will be nice. And from what I understand, it's just beautiful where they are, so that will be nice as well. So yeah, so something to look forward to, something to talk about. Oh, so that means actually that I will not be doing my usual. You will not be seeing me here next weekend. I am definitely planning. Have to pack some of my stuff with me. I am definitely planning on doing a show while I'm up there. So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. I'm really planning on it. I can't see why that'd be a problem for me not to do it. And so you'll see some different scenery for a change, and maybe a little bit of what I'm working on. Some of what I'm working on is going to be top secret, but I think there'll probably be something I can share with you. So yeah. So anyway, I hope that you're all going to have a wonderful weekend next weekend, and I hope that you all just have a great weekend, stay safe, and get some crafting done at the same time, and then I will catch up with you. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again really soon. So you all take care. Bye-bye.